Discmania has had some pretty interesting releases over the last few months. Let's talk about them. I've got 5 of the latest releases from Discmania. The brand new Q-Line Premier Series Cloudbreaker, which is Gannon Buhr's signature series. The new prototype DD4, which is the only disc in this lineup that isn't Q-Line or the Premier Series. The FD in the Q-Line. The DD1 in the Q-Line, which is the flippiest of all of them in this line so far. And then the DD3, which I actually have 2 of. And this one's got a little bit of history behind it. We're at Stone Links yet again, playing 9 holes. And we're starting off with a doozy. Basket is tucked in that group of trees that you guys can see off in the distance where it's all shaded. Left tall grass is OB, right tall grass is OB. UDisc says that it's 731 feet, but I'm ranging the tree in front of the basket that's probably like 20 feet in front of the basket, and it's saying it's 750 feet. So yeah, once again, UDisc and what the T signs say and what it actually is playing is so far off. Oh baby, get out of it. Get out of it. Get out of it. Okay, that's gonna be safe, that's gonna be far. It's a little bit more right than I wanted. You guys will come to understand that I absolutely suck at rollers, and I've never really been able to figure it out. But I kind of was just messing around and tried it with the DD1, and I kind of feel like I got it figured out. We're gonna see here though. Go baby. Go baby. Flip over. Like I would never be able to do that. That's like, I don't know, 430, 440 out there. And the grass is tall, so that could have gone farther. But that first drive that I threw was with the prototype Premier Series Q-Line DD3 that I actually got when I was interviewing for a position at Discmania. I was working for the Pro Tour at the time, and they had someone from House of Disc had come up to me, initially talked about potentially working at Dynamic, but told me that I was gonna have to move to Emporia, and that just wasn't gonna work with my current family situation, and I declined that one. Then a little bit of time went by and they said, hey, we kind of have a similar position, but with Discmania, and you don't have to move, which was very intriguing to me. Got to the final interviews, they sent me out one of those Q-Line DD3 prototypes and for a video, to make a video for the job interview. Didn't get the job, they ended up choosing somebody from Europe, which seems like they're doing a pretty good job, so I'm happy for all parties involved. But I kind of fell in love with the DD3 with that. I was kind of skeptical about the technology and it going farther. And what exactly is that technology? So Discmania is claiming that they're taking more weight from the flight plate and putting it into the rim, which you got to be careful with that, because if you live anywhere hot and leave the disc in a car with something on it, it will bend this flight plate and ruin it. It happened to one of my discs and it is ruined forever. So the flight plate is flimsier, but that allows more weight in the rim, which for dummies like me, more weight in the rim, more gyroscopic effect, more spin, less fade, disc go farther. And I don't even have a vested interest in believing in it because I didn't get the job. But those DD3s have replaced the nukes in my bag. Like I'm a believer. And now I've got a little bit of a dilemma because I could go Spikeiser, but you guys wouldn't be able to see that shot. But this feels like it's on the edge of my forehand range, but you guys could see the flight the entire way. So content score, content score. It's good if it skips. Skip. Oh, I got absolutely no skip out of that thing. Come on. Boom. UDisc says 583. The basket, 604. So honestly, not that far off, close enough, which we are now playing the opposite direction. So the tailwind that we had on the first hole has now turned into a headwind for this hole. This makes a perfect time to break out the newest release from Discmania and a new mold into the Q-Line and Premier Series, which is the Cloudbreaker, which is... Oh, I kind of like slipped off the front of the T-pad there, but yeah, those things are beefy. Okay, chill, chill. I haven't thrown these yet, but I hear they're kind of beefy, and this is kind of the slowest disc that I even have from them is the FD, which also, by the way, putting a 7 glide on the disc is just kind of ridiculous. It's gonna be all about feel, because this is way too much disc for the shot. Oh, go in, go in. Oh my God, that actually went in. First throw with the FD. Q line on top, baby. Talking about making you feel like you're alive. Literally, how can you not love this game? And we are going to be kind of playing a mixed bag of layouts and holes out here, because a lot of holes are kind of repetitive, and especially in the long-to-long layout, some of them are kind of just redundant and repetitive, but they offer the best par fours. And I think the short-to-long layout out here offers the best for par threes and gives us a little bit more variety instead of just your standard spike hyzer into a fairway, then do it again. 533 feet, par four. So this is one that we should definitely get. Got to worry about the cart path. Cart path left is OB. Tall grass right is also OB. The basket, as you guys can see, that clump of big pine trees out in the middle of the fairway, it is just on the other side of that, between that clump of pine trees and then before the clump of pine trees in the back. And we haven't thrown the DD4 off the tee yet, so let's do that. I think the most interesting thing that I'm gonna see with a lot of these discs is how much redundancy is there between the molds, like the stable DD3 and the Cloudbreaker and the DD4. For somebody that doesn't have the highest arm speed in the world, but certainly doesn't have the slowest, it feels like there's still quite a bit of overlap here. So if you have a slower arm speed, I imagine that a lot of these discs are gonna fly very similar for you. Okay, we're just gonna aim it flat at that little bush and just let it fade off of it. Oh, wow. A little bit straighter than I thought. That's not gonna be great. Now be stable and get down to the ground. I don't know if that was good or not. We are in fact inbounds, just ever so slightly. And I'm not sure if I said this in my intro, but we are going to have a goal for today. And I think since we're playing 9 holes, I always like to go at around the 50% mark. So the goal that I had picked out in my head before even recording the intro was 5 under. So right now, if we can make this one, I mean, we're 1 stroke away from hitting our goal. Edge of circle. That's great. Honestly, I kind of thought I missed that low, but I think we had a right to left wind picking it up. See, sometimes it's not even about being good. Sometimes you're like just good enough and just bad enough simultaneously that it all kind of works out. Our next hole, 306 feet, not the red basket, the blue basket, over water. And we are going to the short to long layout for this hole because I think that I wanted to showcase the forehand, and there's not a lot of holes out here that I can throw the forehand. And just let it push and then die. Also, I got this disc. It's called the Ultimate Disc Golf Driver, and it looks like it has a sick heartbeat, right? No, $4, used section. Probably the worst feeling disc I've ever held in my entire life. Rip. You know, sometimes when it's your day, it's your day. Our next hole, 344 feet. Again, not the red basket, but the blue basket that's just behind it up on the hill. This is going to be a pretty good opportunity to throw this FD with a little bit of power. And the idea is just going to be kind of let it go flat at those houses in the distance and then just let it 7 glide on over to the basket. Okay, it kind of flipped more than I thought. Where's the 7 glide and the stability? Oh, it was not the best bit out of my hand. A little wobbly, but I thought it was going to catch right side. Oh, the past perfect round is a goner. And to give Discmania credit, they've done a really good job at deciding what molds to make this new technology out of first. The DD3 makes the most sense, especially when you're trying to market distance. And then also incredibly smart to choose one that you know the masses are gonna love and be able to throw that much further in the DD1. And I really think the only thing they're really missing as far as the Q line lineup goes is a mid, which I'm pretty sure, at least I posted a little teaser video, I think, at Kansas City Wide Open. And it was pretty obvious it was an MD something or other, so The mid seems to be up next. Our final par 3, we started with 3 par 4s, hit a middle stretch of 3 par 3s, and then we're gonna finish with 3 more par 4s. This hole does play as an island. You guys should hopefully be able to see it. Pretty much just a big old spike hyzer. We're gonna go cloud breaker for stability and ease of finding it if something goes awry. I think that is bingo. Easy game. 3 holes left. We are 6 down through 6. 560-ish par 4. You obviously have a big pond to contend with, so the play is not to throw something too flippy and go right. You really just want to throw something straight to stable, finish at the corner, forehand around. Easy game. I'm going to go more stable DD3. Kind of just start it right at the pond line. Like that. Oh, God. Flip, fade. Fade, fade, fade. I am dry. I'm going to call myself out because I know that in a tournament, this tall grass would definitely play OB. It does give me a pretty fortunate gap to go down though, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, we've done it once today. Can we do it again? I mean, kind of. Oh, we all believed in that moment. This must have been so close. Next hole, 767 feet. You guys can see that big old massive clump of trees out in the distance. It is nestled just in the front of that. This is gonna take 2 really good shots to get this one. And we're gonna let the oldie eat. Oh, we're gonna let the oldie eat, baby. That's a beauty right there. Feels like my miss releases with that disc go basically as far, if not farther, than my full shots with other discs, and it has completely replaced pretty much all of the distance drivers in my bag. Okay, right around 370 left. I think we're gonna give the DD4 another chance. Come on, baby, get left, quick. Hopefully that skipped and gives us some kind of look. Well, we didn't get a skip, which probably has to do with the fact that this place has not been mowed in quite some time, or else we would have been in circle 1 for sure. So open look though. Stay up, stay up. Oh, it tickled that little brand. Not the end of the world. I'm kind of trying to rush because my camera battery is going to die at any second. All right, folks, our final hole, par 4, UDisc 627 feet. It's a common theme here where it's a wide open tee shot, danger on the left and right, and then the basket kind of tucked in the only trees out on the property. So it's out in that cluster of trees, literally right in the middle of them. This is definitely not the disc for the shot. I feel like I had to throw that on a spike hyzer, and look how much it's still turning. It's still going. And then it's just gonna stall out. Okay, it's in the fairway. And one final cloud breaker spike hyzer to bring us home. I think that is pretty prime. What an absolutely... Why do I suck? Birds are laughing at me down here. I'm out. Can I make this putt? All right, folks, there you have it. That is the Q-Line collection, plus the DD4. And if you guys have thrown these, I would love to know your thoughts and opinions. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about it. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Easy game.